in a moment. Now everyone else can hear us.
Way cool.
And of course, the question in everyone's mind: who's broadcast? Who's sponsoring this?
Oh, are we live? Oh, and we're live,
The
so
question in everyone's mind. Right.
We can check that.
We can check that. We could absolutely check that. And of course, I have to put us in the right category because for some reason, even though every week I go in here and change it to just chatting, it insists on putting me back in talk shows, and every week I have to find the spot where to change that setting since for some reason Twitch thinks that I don't really mean it. And it's like, no, I really do mean it. I want to be in just chatting.
Okay, connecting to the stream, and I got Netflix. Netflix is our
Yay.
official advertiser today. What are they showing? It's dark.
All right, there we go. Just chatting, and we click done. Will it hold that for next week? Of course not. And there's nowhere in StreamYard that I'm telling it to set it to something other than just chatting. So I don't know why Twitch insists on changing my topic every week and overriding
Shadow
my
and
setting.
Bone, I think, is the movie.
Okay.
On Netflix that they were pumping. Whatever.
I'll take your word for it. So
yeah,
this week we're brought to you by Netflix. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's put the ticker on because we like to, shout out to our sponsors.
That's right. For no real reason other
for
than
no real reason.
What the hell?
We don't get paid for this. They really
right.
done, they Netflix has not done anything for me, except that, one might suggest that if Netflix doesn't, tighten their security, the sharing of passwords will continue to be greatly appreciated among family members. I'm not saying I endorse that.
Yeah. Well,
I'm also not saying I'm against that.
The thing is, how far is sharing allowed? I mean, I have 4 Roku sticks.
Right.
Doesn't my service allow 5 devices, I think?
Right. But
or something.
But what if you had a second cousin thrice removed that lived in Jersey? Would that be fair?
Hey. Right.
I don't know what that means. I just threw out a few numbers.
Right, exactly.
And it's always fun to have an excuse to use the word thrice.
Thrice, yes.
Kind of makes me think of rice.
So if twins are double trouble, what are triplets? Children, that is.
Triplets?
Triple threat.
Triple threat. I don't know what they are, but for some reason my phone is going knucking futs. Let's see. Membership survey. No, I don't want a membership survey. So why did my phone insist on vibrating thrice for a stupid survey for a stupid app? Don't you hate it when your phone vibrates and then vibrates again and then vibrates again like 3 times in a row? It's like, okay, I'm going to figure out what did that and disable that because I don't care. I don't want my phone to interrupt. And then every time
so
you look at it, go,
it wasn't a phone call then?
No, it wasn't a phone call. It was an app survey.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, that's okay because we are really here for... What are we really here for? We are really here for... This is the one and only show that we call...
Insert title here.
The show that changes its title so frequently. We just put a placeholder in. And I suddenly forgot how to introduce the show. But that's okay. And I'm here, your host, Johnny Gators. And along with me is our other host, Brian Blues. And We may be joined by other hosts. We might not. I don't know. Oh, you know what I should do? I sent the link to you. I sent the link to Gothard.
Yep.
And I sent the link to Dark Elf, even though he never shows up. But I forgot to send the link to Sir Mars. I got to send the link to Sir Mars. And
I would think that would be significant, right?
Yeah. No, you got it. There's so many people to keep track of. But anyways, that's okay because we're here, and Brian is going to help me fix my Linux server.
Yeah.
He didn't know that, but now he does.
That's right.
Okay, so Brian.
Yes, sir.
If in Windows, it's really handy because in Windows I bring up a command prompt, right?
Yep.
And from the command prompt, I'll say ping space www.google.com, right? And I hit enter, and it resolves Google to 172.217.6.228, and I get 4 pings and 4 replies from it, which says that, hey, my computer can get on the internet. Of course, we already knew this because I'm talking to you over the internet from this computer.
Yeah.
But it's always good to confirm that internet access is working when doing an internet radio show. And because for all I know, Sparky Toaster could be saying yo, yo, yo to the Netflix advertisement, and I'm really talking to a wall. And Brian is a figment of my imagination. That's could be happening.
I could even be on Mars.
You could be on Mars.
The planet, not the guy.
Damn it, Brian. I was just about to go there.
I had to catch that real quick.
I was just about to say, I don't know how Mars feels about that, but you could be. Mars might be like, get off of me. But
what the hell? Yeah.
And you could just say, sorry, I didn't see you there. There were no lights on. So...
Something like that.
I was looking for some sun tea. But anyways, so that tells me 2 things. 1, that my internet works, and 2, that pinging www.google.com should resolve an IP address of 172.217.6.228 when you have a working DNS.
Yep.
So I putty into my Good Times server. Yes, I name my media server Good Times. After the virus.
After all, it is media stuff, right?
Right.
And it's only Good Times on the media stuff.
Right. So if I got a prompt here and I type ping space www.google.com and it tells me name or service not known. Now, my first thought was, well, maybe ping isn't the right command. But I confirmed that no, ping is the right command, and name or service not known means it doesn't know what the hell www.google.com is. Mind you, I'm telnetted into this server from my computer, so the server's on the network.
Now, of course, when you say www.google.com, you're doing a shortcut. Maybe it needs the http:// whatever in front of that, so you give it the whole resolution rather than a shortcut.
Okay, that also doesn't work.
Well, you can't get the Google, man. Google's fucking down.
And speaking of Sun T, we've got Mars on the line.
Sun T.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
I'm missing that reference.
I've done Sun Coffee recently though.
Sun Coffee. Good. Well, no.
Sun Coffee. That's cool.
Well, you can buy these stupid coffee bags that look like tea bags, and so I just replaced those and put those in the sun and steeped it that way.
No kidding.
It wasn't horrible. It was freaking strong.
And
by the way,
horrible.
You will never be able to use that thing ever again because it's gonna smell like coffee for the end of time now.
I loved your glowing review there. It wasn't horrible. I am sold.
Gonna run out.
Sold on that.
You know what?
What brand of tea bags did you? Coffee bags did you get?
Coffee bags.
It was Starbucks. It was something I found on Amazon.
Oh.
It was okay.
Okay.
It was okay. So it wasn't Lipton. I mean, it wasn't like Teddly coffee. I don't know if they make that, but.
Well, I think the only coffee bags that I've ever used were Safeway brand.
Oh, those have got to taste delicious.
Well, you can get the filter packs. I mean, they make the Maxwell House and the Folgers.
Yeah. That's not coffee, sir.
You know,
There's a clarification.
Why are you telling people to drink crap? That's not. Not good for you.
It's funny, Mars. This past week, I was at the antique store and I was walking by the area with kitchen stuff and whatever, and I saw a beautiful Maxwell House coffee mug, and I thought to myself, if I still lived in California, I would buy this. I would bring this to Mars's place and give it to him as a special gift for him to drink coffee out of.
You mean you leave it on his step anonymously?
Oh, no, I'd knock the door and let him know who gave it to him.
Yeah. We'll see how long that mug lasts on the tile that I have right here.
Right.
And this tile is actually very evil. You know how many mugs I've dropped on this, and they don't make it. There's like 3,000 pieces. By the way, every coffee mug I've dropped, the handle of them have disappeared. I have no idea where the handle is.
You don't know where they
are. Yeah, the rest of the mug I find, pick up, throw away. The handles are all disappeared, and there's about 4 of them.
Okay.
They've disappeared.
Wow.
Now Sparky Toaster is already helping me out with my DNS issue, because Sparky Toaster wants to know what's on Johnny's mind for tonight's stream. And he clarified that ping space google.com or ping space www.google.com should work. Now, he also tells me to try ping 8.8.4.4.
Yeah, I was going to say, try this 8.8.4.4 and see if you can get the IP address itself.
Well, I do get responses from there. Also, if I ping the 172.217.6 at 228 that pinging from Windows resolved to, that works as well. Basically, I have confirmed that for some reason my media server, which is working perfectly fine on the local network, has a DNS issue and cannot resolve to any host names outside of the network.
Which is what you were testing for.
Yeah.
And I don't
testing
know
for the big boner.
And it's using DHCP, as is all my Windows devices. And when my Windows devices use DHCP, it resolves to the router for its DNS. The router resolves the ISP for its DNS, and everything works hunky-dory. But for some reason, my media server is not. And I can't for the life of me figure out why not. So Mars, Brian, what's the next thing I do here?
What OS is your media server running?
What's that?
What OS is your media server running?
Well, I set it up with Open Media Vault, which uses Debian.
It uses Debian. Okay.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And I've rebooted many times today and over the past week.
Did you goof up the configuration of your DNS settings in the Linux?
Well, here's the thing. Open Media Vault does have a GUI interface from the browser, or and
Right.
in there I could go into my network settings, and I could go under general. I have a host name, and the domain name is local. Interfaces, and it sees the device, which is my network card. IPv4 is set to DHCP, but it doesn't show address net mask gateway or that stuff because, well, that's manual settings, which being that I'm on DHCP, it's not going to take things there.
Do you see it okay in your router settings itself?
My router's working fine for everything else that's going through it,
no,
but
I know,
But does it see the
if
Linux
you look at your
box?
devices in your router on your router itself, does it see your media server as a standard device, or what does it see it as?
Well, that's a good question. So let me open up another tab here and go to 192.168.0.1. See, I figured this would be a good educational experience about how to.
Right. And the real motivation here is you didn't want to try to talk to some elitist prick.
Oh, I've been talking to them for hours before we started this show.
By the way, the ad I got on Twitch was some people talking about something I don't know, lots of music, a tiger growl, and something else, and I have no idea what it was. So I'm sorry, ad that has tried to sell me stuff. You have failed because the blind people cannot see your stupid ad with the tiger growl. I don't know what it is. It's a fail. I'm sorry.
Maybe it's trying to tell you that your car's extended warranty has expired.
What? They told me that on the phone earlier.
Yeah, well, they wanted to
Yeah.
make sure you got the message, and nothing says expired warranty like a tiger growl.
So I'm gonna tell you, okay, the best commercial that I actually relate to. I was listening to, this is not a sponsor. I was listening to a Geico commercial, right?
Okay.
This lady they're in a conference and somebody's giving a presentation, and a lady in the background is sitting with bubble wrap, popping bubbles through the whole presentation until they finally notice her. I relate to this greatly, except my microphone is usually muted during that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm in my router settings, and there are 3 wired clients and 13 wireless clients.
Okay, that should be right.
One of them's probably the fridge, even though it's not a smart fridge. But among the wired clients is my desktop, Kristen's laptop's dock, and the media server. And it shows up as Good Times with a IP address of 192.168.0.110. And it shows the MAC address of it. So everything looks hunky-dory there.
Fine. And it's only picking up a DNS. It's not even doing DNS, huh? It's only doing IP.
Well, the thing is that if I go to check DNS settings in Linux, it doesn't show me any DNS settings, which I assume means there's no manual settings to override DHCP. But I'm not sure. Oh, that's right. There's an IP space A is like the equivalent of ipconfig/all, right?
Yeah. That sounds right.
But I don't know if that'll tell me anything DNS related.
It should tell you what your DNS is. Give it a whack. I would try it.
Let's see. Link loopback.
I'm lame. With my pies, I remember all the IP addresses of all my pies, so I don't really need to worry about that. But.
Well, inet 192.168.0.110/24. Okay, so that's my IP address. Link either inet. What is this? I see. This doesn't tell me anything that I recognize as useful information. I see a few things that make sense among the gibberish of information that IP space A spits out, but it's not in any form that I'm used to seeing or anything that makes any sense to me. Completely not intuitive. But then again, I'm not.
Well, the whole thing about Internet Protocol is that there's nothing intuitive about it at all.
Yeah.
Well,
wait till he gets to IPv6. He's gonna love that one too.
I don't see any DNS settings in this listing. Is my point, or anything that I recognize as DNS settings. But if it's using DHCP, it should automatically be picking up a DNS setting, right? I mean, Linux does that as well as Windows. I mean, right?
I'm gonna say, yeah, sure, it should.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
I can do DHCP through my pies, and they're
what gives? Why do I got broken DNS? I don't get it.
I don't know. Maybe there was a DNS update that messed something up. I don't know. A DHCP update.
Is there a way I can
check,
remove and re-add the network adapter from my telnet session?
I mean, are you doing telnetting or are you SSHing into it?
SSH.
Okay, so you've done updates and upgrades on it, and it's pretty much up to date, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think there are updated versions of OMV and Portainer and those things, but they require manual installation, and so things that require effort and could very easily fuck everything up for me are things that I don't do unless I have a good reason to.
You want that DNS to be working before you do any upgrade anyway, right?
Right. Yeah. Updates aren't going to work without. In fact, the reason I confirmed it was a DNS issue was because I was trying to run a command that was part of some NetTools app that doesn't come with Debian by default, and when I ran the command to install it, it basically said, well, we can't find ftp.debian.us.org or ftp.us.debian, whatever the FTP address is.
Right.
It couldn't resolve that host name, but it can resolve IP addresses. So it's got internet access, but it's got no DNS.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Oh,
you can
weird.
set
That's
the
weird.
DNS on a freaking Debian. I've never
I know.
tried.
Sparky has a great idea. Reboot.
I've done that. I've done that several times.
I know. I just thought I'd add that as a replicated suggestion.
Let's see.
So yeah, I'm kind of. That's not really what I came here to talk about here today, though, because vacation is over. First day back to work after a week of just kind of chilling, and I had a fun week. I had a vinyl Zerika party. And I found out that idler wheel turntables really suck compared to direct drive turntables, because that was the one record that was completely out of sync with the other 3 turntables.
Right.
But it was okay because we got really stoned to listen to the Zerika LP sets. So we really didn't care.
And sometimes being out of sync could be cool.
It was really cool. It was still cool, even though it was like, track number 2, this is... like track number 2, CD number 2, number 3, and number 4. Track 2, this is CD number 1. For those that have listened to Zerika, you understand. For those that haven't, now Brian, you remember what I'm talking about. It came out in the late 90s as a 4 CD set with the intention that you play the 4 CDs simultaneously. And then some years ago, they put out a vinyl version of it, which has 4 records. And basically...
or you get those CDs, you rip it, and they have 4 MP3 players. Would that be cool or what?
No, that would not be cool.
Okay.
That would... No.
Just threw that out there for fun.
Yeah. I had to...
Hey, and you want to hear about something else fun?
What's that?
Our friend Nick got the word from his employer in Minnesota that his days are numbered.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, that's a bad thing. But he talked to his financial advisor and he realized, he can actually afford to retire.
So that is a good thing.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, Nick doesn't have a great love for programming. He works for a living. He programs for a living. You love programming.
Yeah. Well,
Nick,
I mean, the job with this company, he's been basically an application specialist rather than program. I'm not how much programming he's been doing. We didn't get into that, but he was an application specialist.
Well, what does that mean? Because
configuration and stuff like that.
But he's a coder. He's not technically inclined. He's a coder.
Well, you take training in how to do the configuration. He can handle that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's a smart guy.
Oh yeah. But when he needs to buy a computer, he asks for help with that.
Because his background is mainframe, and mainframers don't know how systems work. I mean, it's bizarre.
Well, shouldn't a true old school mainframer be building a mainframe to run out of their basement?
They never do that.
No?
You would have a super nerd that would do that.
It's like, when you walk into the house of someone that works in networking, because you get stacks of switches and there's jacks in every room of the house. I mean,
let me. But that's a rarity. I have worked with a number of mainframe programmers. They get a PCN from, it says, okay, you're going to support this thing. Wait a minute. I have to know how to set up a printer, the internet access, add a memory board or card, chip or whatever to the thing. I don't even know what the hell that is. Something called a file system rather than a data set. Those words are so different. No, they're the same fucking thing, jerk.
See, you get it. You're what I expect a programmer to be. Someone that knows how to use a computer. But surprisingly, that's not always the case.
No. The details. I mean, a programmer knows how to do the program. He knows how to. Oh, actually, I didn't meet the person, but they interviewed this person at this one job that was from Russia. Yes. In Russia, a programmer has no keyboard skills because they handwrite the program out, and a guy that types up the program, a different person types up the program, they run it and give the results back to the programmer.
Oh, this is ingenious. This is a whole other point of possible failure. This is
absolutely. Well, and then they kind of go through and debug this typewritten code.
Now, Sparky Toaster wants to know, how much money are the financial advisors telling people they need to retire on, and how old is Nick? Now, I don't know about the first one.
Nick is, he told me he was 61.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where he was at, which means for, I think, is it 63 where you collect Social Security? So he's not eligible for Social Security yet. 65 for Medicare.
Yeah.
So he's got to figure out how to do his health care between now and then, which he absolutely has to have. He's type 1 diabetic.
Yeah.
He has part of a leg amputated at this point.
He would not be comfortable with us going into this much detail about his personal life on the internet.
That's right.
Strangers.
We were calling him Neil all along.
He's Neil, and you totally spelled his name right by including a C between the I and the K.
That's correct.
Because that's how you spell Neil.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, I mean, yeah, and of course we didn't mention his employer. That would put a target on your ass, huh?
It's not Clorox. We know that.
Right. That's right. That was the other company that laid him off.
Long ago. Long ago.
Yes. But they outsourced.
But no, I guess, that the thing is that one thing, I know about Nick was that he was always very smart with his keeping track of his finances. So it comes as no surprise to me that this situation comes up.
He was not an investor, a direct investor. He could not go out and buy up some stock.
No, but
he might say, "Oh, I heard about this wonder stock," and he would call his broker or his financial advisor that might buy it for him. At whatever fee.
No, but he did consult with financial advisors that did take care of his finances, because I remember at one point in time he was talking about some advice he was getting from one of his financial advisors about oil is probably going to go up and it's low now, so it might be a good time to. So this is a guy that he paid attention to those things, and he got advice, he took care of it. So I'm just saying, comes as no surprise to me that this comes up and his advisor basically says, well, you could retire. Because he set himself up good.
Now, he did not mention, and I did not ask, what is the number that you need to be able to retire?
$38.34.
Probably a little more than that.
I could retire for 10 minutes on that.
Or that's where you move under the overpass.
Well, I mean,
Dakota. I don't know.
Neil did move to a state that has a lower cost of living after spending many years working a job and generating income in the tech center, in the Bay Area. Not to mention his house was that he lived in was a smart investment, and he made a good profit on that when he sold it.
Yeah.
We should probably get off this topic because I just know Nick would hate us talking about this on the internet.
Well, he does. He's not going to listen, right?
What?
That doesn't make it right.
No, we don't actually say who he is. There's probably a 1,000 Nicks in places outside of California, right?
There are.
I did suggest that he could move back to California if he wanted.
Oh, then he'll be retiring for a year and have to go back to work if he lives here.
No, I think he's reached a point though where he part of his plan is to be closer to family members.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest, I'm not sure how that is working out.
Let's see. Sparky Toaster pointing out that there's only 2 people in here, Johnny. No one is listening.
Right.
So we can keep talking about Neil as much as we want. Well, but I don't. It's got to be working better than it was in the Bay Area. Because if it wasn't for my phone, he'd be dead.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Although I don't think that he has been Well, he hasn't gone into his detailed medical, other than he's had,
Right.
He had a small amputation before he left the Bay Area, and it's more. He has lost his entire foot now. But and my green screen decided to be green. What the hell is that?
I actually was pricing green screens today, because now, mind you, I have a 5 foot by 6 foot green screen, but it's just the curtain, nothing to adhere it to, and you'd think a few thumbtacks to the ceiling would do the trick, and you'd be wrong,
because it falls out of the ceiling, right?
It sags, it falls out of the ceiling. I've tried several DIY green screen setups, and they've all failed.
Gators, this is what you do.
Yeah.
This is what I've seen people do. They adhere with their shower curtains to the wall.
Ah, there you go.
Or either a shower curtain or a curtain rod to the wall over there, and you put your screen.
So what I got, I got a. We can even look at it.
Oh no.
Yeah. You got a ceiling.
Now my. Let me go over to XSplit and turn off the.
Well,
we're green. So you can see the curtain rod above,
right?
With little deals on it. There is a support in the middle, so it doesn't sag,
right?
Which means rather than separating two curtains, which I could do, I have everything gather in the middle, which is probably kind of dumb. But then again, the closet is sliding doors, and you're either going to be on one side or the other anyway. So the curtain in the middle really isn't in the way. Okay. So this is kind of a good deal. Now, if I wanted to move the curtain rod around, maybe I could get extra hardware to hang it someplace else. In fact, I saw this guy he gave the technical details of his shooting from his narrow boat in the UK. It's just under 8 feet, 8 feet wide, and he has curtain rods actually in multiple positions, or hooks, I should say, and he can move his curtain rods forward and backwards depending on how he wants to set it up. So the guy's totally wigged out for, and then like on one of the curtain rods, he'll lay out just dangling Christmas lights as kind of a sparkly background. It's kind of dorky, but I wouldn't want to say that to the guy.
Now, Sparky and Dune are commenting on it probably is a lighting situation that makes for the green screen issues, and Dune saying for green screen to be right, you need both front and rear light. Oh. But it works good enough for what we're doing, though.
Yeah, I think that he might be right there, because the lighting isn't particularly bright there.
Yeah.
And this guy also suggests that the lights should be mounted high to get kind of an angle down at you. Look at what it does.
That is,
it freaks out.
That is, I think
I've got the orange
XSplit.
Orange. See, probably because I'm using the old version of XSplit broadcast, whatever you call it.
Right.
As opposed to their newer green screen thing. Incidentally, using the green screen with Zoom is actually probably better.
Right, but it only lets you pick stationary pictures. So
you can do videos. You have to size them to the right.
Right, but you can't
MP4.
capture another device.
Exactly. Yeah. So that would be the downside. You're not capturing some other device.
Can you get one of those giant screen projector screens, and put it up on the ceiling and just like roll it down and paint it green? Would that work?
There you go.
Probably.
Even better, just paint the whole room green. I see nothing wrong with this either.
Well,
actually, people do that too. I think it's funny. I love this shade of green. It's very primary green, right?
Well, yeah, because I was, looking into if we do more Beat Saber, it's really cool to run the apps that let you kind of put yourself within the Beat
Yeah.
Saber video that you stream. But you have to have, a green screen, and some people do it with a full body view. So basically, you got a full green screen wall and floor tiles. And I thought that'd be cool, but it's like, I could spend $80 on a bigger green screen curtain and rod and stands, and I could buy some floor tiles and whatever. But how often do I stream Beat Saber?
Right.
I'd set it up. I'd use it once.
Here's a good idea. Get the green paint, all the walls, the ceiling. You probably would have to get a special floor enamel paint or something or other. That'd be durable.
Well, you can get tiles
and
that
then you
interlock.
go, okay, so when I'm ready to sell the house, I'll have to repaint it. Good luck with repainting it, right?
Can everybody just sit on the floor in front of your couch?
And
then
that.
Your couch could project,
Well, Dune has suggested buy an $8,000 80-inch TV and just sit in front of it.
I approve of what Dune says.
Now,
but you think
Sparky,
80's big enough?
That's a good point. Why stop there? Sparky wants to know what I'm using for my couch. Well, I'm just using the StreamYard option to do that, which allows me to put a still picture or a video back here. So I can't capture a device doing it, which Brian has done at times with his slideshows or his Christmas lights or fireworks display, I think. Let's see. No, it's
I just turned my camera off.
It's a streaming room. That's extra. Oh, when you go to resell the house and the room is painted bright green, that's the streaming room. That's extra.
Actually, this guy I was working with, his daughter, he had 2 teenage daughters, and says, okay, you're old enough to figure, to paint your own room or whatever.
Right.
He got home from work, and they managed to paint it a really dark blue or something like that.
Okay.
In fact, I think it was an exterior enamel or something like that.
Oh, nice.
And
nothing wrong with that.
He just blew his stack.
External, internal. It's all good.
You gave the kids the permission. It's all on you, buddy.
Yeah, it should look nice.
I do it. That sounds good to me. What's the problem with using exterior paint on an interior wall? I'm not familiar with paint.
Very persistent. It doesn't matter what you paint over it; it's still there.
Isn't that a feature? I mean, isn't that a
good? It was a feature that he was not aware of.
You have to strip that paint on the wall and ruin the wall.
Right.
I see. So, well, you just put a layer of primer on top of that, then, right?
Yeah.
Many layers of primer, I think.
The 5-Hit Dude saying that fumes. No, that's also a feature, isn't it? I mean,
that's right. That's right.
I mean, they were having a great time by the time they finished painting. Although the brushwork got a little crooked towards the.
Yes, right. I'm sure.
Dear. Anyways, I did title the stream this week, Look at the Pretty Pictures, because I had a chance to go out and do some shopping this past week. Because Gothard was here, so of course, Sunday we went to the flea market, did a little record shopping. Maybe next week we'll do some dollar bin specials. I wasn't quite ready for that this week.
Oh, by the way, Dune, well, to finish off that topic, Sony XBR 85-inch LED 4K TV, $1,800.
Oh, there you go. $8,000 get you an even bigger TV then.
Well, yeah, right. In fact, do they have? Let me sort this by.
Look for the what is it, the 4 projector one that projects the 100-inch without a screen.
Nice. Now,
Okay, so $30,000 you can get an 88-inch
Ooh, is it OLED?
LG Signature.
oh, there you go, Brian. That's got your name written all over it.
You know what?
That's
You
right.
know what?
Oh.
I need that TV. That's the TV I'm getting.
That's
And it's 8K. Damn, it's
That's
good.
the TV I'm getting.
I'm doing the buy it now. Oh, this is Amazon.
yeah.
Or if you're willing to go down 3 inches, so instead of 88, it's 85. There's a Sony XPR 8K 85-inch, $13,000.
I don't want
See,
that. It's too.
That-
Sorry, I'm not going down.
That
I
but
go up.
I don't know. Price wise, that's such a bargain. How could you afford not to buy that right now, Brian?
oh, absolutely,
Now,
absolutely.
speaking of spending Brian's money, Brian,
Yeah.
have you made a decision on what VR set you're buying?
No. But I did look into. In fact, I even asked questions on what were we looking at that was for the Wii. Can't recall.
Well, not for the Wii. I don't.
Well, we
VR
were
was
looking for. It
awesome.
was a side thing for the Wii, and the question.
Oh,
No.
He was talking about the Wii Fit thing with yeah. You're talking about
No, that wasn't the problem. The problem was no. There was an Xbox game we were talking about, but it was only available on the Xbox.
Oh, the
360.
Katamari game. The Katamari game. Yeah.
So I looked at it and I'm like, okay, it's for
That was a
360.
great game.
I asked the question, will this work on Xbox One? There was a question out there with that question,
Right.
that was from 2015. So it was, well, I'll repeat the question. I do it again. And I got a couple of answers saying no. So in other words, they still don't make it play.
I'm just saying.
Because like the Portal and some of the other things I bought are now are playable on the Xbox One.
Right.
But that game, and one of the guys apparently said, well, that's a Japanese version. That won't even play in the U.S. market, the region code.
They
Bullshit.
didn't make a U.S. version?
Fine.
Well, apparently that one listing.
Oh, well, there should be a listing for a U.S. version. But good
I know.
catch.
It was
That was a little bit helpful.
Yeah, but the whole idea is annoying. That wait a minute, there's an Amazon ad that isn't posted with the proper information on it. Oh, that happens all the time.
That does. But anyways, but the VR headset thing. So where we landed on that?
I still have to do research on it.
Okay, because we got to do more Beat Saver, and
the
you
PC
can join in.
version, the PC version, and the standalone
version.
Of course, I could break down and get is it a PS3?
PS4 would have the option to add a VR headset to it, but
Okay.
PS5's the current system. If you can find one of those.
Well, GameStop might have a
Maybe.
I was considering doing the
A used
PS
one.
but the PS headset I think is less powerful than getting a PC version of a headset. Also, the standalone headsets are less powerful than doing the desktop one. So I think someone was saying in Dune's room yesterday that some games require having the PC-driven headset.
They're pushing this out, and it's the next update for the Quest 2. There is a PC link thing for it now, so you'll be able to run your games through your headsets wirelessly.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's not out yet, but that's what Facebook has said that they're.
Well, that'd be cool. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been thinking about getting some sort of a VR set. I was considering getting one for the PS4 since I had that system already, and I never really pulled the trigger. But then my father-in-law basically said, well, I bought the Rift S, so I have a Rift that's free for anyone that wants it, family discount. And I said, well, I could build a computer to use with that. So you can't beat that. Anyways, like I was saying, I think next week we might do a full-on Dollar Bin special. But this week we're going to do a little preview because I found a really cool thing. So Gothard came all week, and we hung out. We got stoned. We listened to Flaming Lips records simultaneously. Listened to other cool stuff. But we also, did some record shopping, as we do. And so we decided this past Saturday to go to the Rhode Island Antique Store. And apparently they are having a massive sale that day. And we immediately knew something was up when we saw that the parking lot was packed and there was street parking all up the block. It took a while to find a street parking spot, but we did. And it wasn't, there's plenty of room in that store, so it wasn't overly crowded once I got inside. I got to, antique stores is another good spot now to find records. Because usually when you think of antique stores, you think of older than 60s and 70s. But at this point, it's a lot of consignment lots and people that just, maintain a booth or, different vendors. And they'll throw piles of records in there.
Did you buy another Victrola?
I did not buy another Victrola. I don't.
You can have one for each room, Gators.
But I did buy something that, could be played on a Victrola. I've mentioned these before, and I think Mars particularly remembers one of these types of records that I owned in the past because I think Mars here gets a kick out of Korn. You get a kick out of Korn, right?
Lulubelle and Scotty.
I found another
Oh my
Lulubelle
God.
and Scotty
That is-
record.
Honestly, I've listened to some of their stuff. That's still the best song they've done. But they have some good stuff.
They did, and so I was looking around. There was a table with a lot of LPs, a lot of records, and I'm flipping through the LPs, and I notice off to the side there's a pile of 10-inch 78s hung over the edge of the table, which was not good.
Why are they hanging the records on the side of the table?
Well, like the space of the table was left to rest the records on was less than 10 inches, so part of it was hanging over the edge. So I relocated them to a safer shelf, and I looked through them, and I realized, oh my God, it was a pile of Vogue picture discs.
Is there anything to play on those?
I rarely find one of those, and I've yet to only ever find one of those in the wild, and that was because I was in a 78 record store, and someone asked me if I was looking for anything in particular, and I said, well, I'm looking for Vogue picture discs, and he said, well, I don't work here, but I do have one at home in my collection I don't want anymore. Will you give me $20 for it? And I said, sure, and he said, I'll meet you here next week. And that was I get a kick out of Korn. And that was the second one I ever bought. The first one I ever bought, second one I acquired, because the first one was in my grandfather's collection of 78s. So a pile of these things showing up at a flea market is like, holy crap. And they were priced reasonable. They were priced correctly. It wasn't a steal. Otherwise, I would have taken the whole pile and flipped them on eBay. They were priced in the $15 each to $40 each range. So I picked up a few $15 and $20 ones. I picked out 5 of them, and I'll go ahead and.
Gators are gonna have the whole discography of Lulubelle and Scotty.
I might. But anyways, here we go. This is Lulubelle and Scotty. Called In the Doghouse Now, and it's got this great picture of a guy in the doghouse and the dog that's been displaced from the doghouse kind of growling at they're growling back and forth there. The other side has Some Sunday Morning, and it's got this nice lovely picture there. So that's these are beautiful records. They really
are. They in pretty good condition?
Yeah, they are. They look great, and it costs almost as much for a frame as it does for a record. So I'm shopping around for a good deal for frames because I might frame some of these.
Michaels. They can build frames at Michaels.
I'll check that out.
Oh, by the way, it's kind of a side issue. I've been watching Goliath and finished up season 3. One of the characters, you see him now and again in season 2 and then in season 3, is played by Paul Williams.
Uh-huh.
He's the songwriter and musician and actor. He was on Hollywood Squares for one thing. I don't remember him there though.
What about Shadow Stevens? He was there too.
He was also wrote for like the Carpenters and stuff like that. And one of the things in Wikipedia says, oh yes, and he wrote this song. I forget the song. That's the B-side of Tiny Tim's "Tiptoe Through the Tulips."
Oh,
That frickin' cool.
that is cool.
It's like, whoa.
Brian, the big question is, did he sit next to Alf on Hollywood Squares? That was the most.
I don't recall. That's the thing. I don't recall him on Hollywood Square, but it says he was there.
No.
Unfortunately, while they're showing all these different, generations, I would say, of Hollywood Squares, they didn't have a picture with him in it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So
it's like, oh man, they were almost.
So, Dune's suggesting that instead of framing them, I should just hammer a nail in the hole on a wall.
The hole is provided for you.
Dune, I don't know if we could be friends anymore, but...
You did that with CDs. You did that with AOL and Earthlink CDs, right?
You keep comparing these things to AOL CDs. We're gonna have a problem.
I think there's a little, there's a little difference there.
You can't do that because, number one, you probably don't get 200 minutes or 200 hours to listen to that. And number two, they don't give them free in the mail. So
this one, I just thought it sounded... This one I just thought it sounded silly, but it turns out it just refers to a singing group. This is called the Whiffenpoof Song, and it's got a nice group of male singers here dressed up all snazzy.
By the way, do you think you can get AOL CDs on eBay?
Oh yeah, people collect those.
Yeah. So
who knows why?
Some group name?
Some designs are more are rare compared to others, so there is collection.
But I'm going. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, I'll go with you on that. But we all collect our weird things.
Of course. Then again, there's a whole bunch of Radio Shack stuff you can get.
Here's a guy sitting on the old rotary telephone, which has cobwebs that are forming on it.
The top hit on eBay is AOL 7.0 Gold with 10, 25 hours USPS. Do you think that's still good?
Gators, are the cobwebs on the guy or the phone?
On the phone.
Oh.
Because he's waiting.
You can still use the phone.
He's waiting for a phone call, and the phone ain't ringing. So this one I picked up just because I love the way they spelled the name of the song. The song is called "Don't Tetch It," TETCH. Don't touch it. And it's got an image here of a little boy reaching out to grab the hat that's hanging on the wall there, and the mother coming, who's obviously saying, "Don't touch it." Yeah. And the other side of that's got Flat River, Missouri, which has got an image of a lady getting on the bus and the guy saying farewell, I guess.
Tip it down a little bit. You got a little.
This one's a little more faded with the
it
style
is faded. There was a little bit of glare, so I was hoping that would help, but it doesn't help that much. Yeah, maybe the glare actually helps.
I think it's the style of the artwork. It's just not as vibrant as the others, but it still was a cool one that was worth picking up. This one was just a fun-looking party type of scene. This one's called Piper's Junction, and you see a group of kids there having a good old time dancing around at a bit of a party situation. So...
So how many did you get of these?
I bought 5 of these.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and they're $15 to $20 each. The ones that I picked up, I didn't.
Give you like a buy 5 get 1 free or something.
Well, there was like a 20% discount for that vendor. So and then the last one I picked up was another $15 one, and I picked this one up just because it's kind of common knowledge among collectors that it's the most common Vogue picture disc out there. It's Sugar Blues by Clyde McCoy and his orchestra. This one turns up way more frequently, so I figured may as well have a copy of the common one.
This was like $4.
Well, actually, it was 15, but yeah. Even a common Vogue Pictures disc still is collectible.
Why was the why was the flea market so packed? Did you find that out?
Because they were having a sale that much of the store was 20% off. So,
okay. I see.
yeah.
Trying to get people back in the door, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was my holy shit antique store find of the week.
Nice.
A whole pile of Vogue picture discs that I, to pick from. So there we go. Now I got another 5 to add to the collection.
So what, you have 6 now?
7.
7, okay.
Yeah, because there was one of my. The reason I knew of these was because my grandfather had one.
Oh, that's right. You just said that, yeah.
Right, which I think he bought for the novelty of it. Because I asked him, well, which song is the right song on there, and he kind of shrugged his shoulders, going, I don't know. So, but
don't ask people stuff like that, Gabe, especially if they're over 35. They don't know.
But the Vogue label and picture disc is a sad story because they pretty much went out of business in a year. And that was because they developed. I mean, they had to develop the technology to manufacture records like this that had the full image embedded into the record, and they finished developing that whole technology and their system and manufacturing and all that just in time for 78s to fall out of style and be replaced with 45s and LPs, and that pretty much spelled the end for them because they just didn't have the money or the capital to.
So essentially, it was available for like a year. Is that what you're saying?
I believe so. The Vogue picture records were produced by Savway Industries of Detroit, Michigan. The first one was released in May of 1946. Production ceased less than a year later in April 1947, with Savway entering into receivership in August 1947. So, yeah, they were manufactured for 11 months. Approximately
Not even a year. Wow.
Approximately 74 different 10-inch Vogue picture records were released in that time.
Oh, are you gonna try to collect them all?
Well, if I was, I would have bought a lot more than these 5. It'd be nice to have a full collection, but I also I don't have room to hang 74 records.
I didn't think you were hanging them. I didn't think you had that many nails.
I gotta hang some of them. I don't know if I'll hang all of them. I mean, besides, if you're really nuts, you got to buy 2 copies of each so that you can display both sides of each.
Yeah, you got to do that.
That'd be nearly 150 framed records right there to show off in your record room, which would be impressive.
Can you paste them to the ceiling itself, like straight up, so you have to like lay down and look at them?
You keep talking like this, Mars, and we're just gonna.
What?
Oh, can't do that.
You know what the better thing to do is you get a nice color copy of it.
Uh-huh.
High quality type copy.
There you go.
And post those on the wall. So, I mean, posting these things on the wall, you'd have to have the right mount and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I'm looking at different frame options. I'm looking for different frame options to frame a few of them.
But I find Dune's suggestion kind of classy. A simple nail on the wall.
No.
And the whole of the center would just hang right on it.
No.
Of course, in earthquake country, you'd have to keep twisting to keep them upright.
That is just.
Brian,
Brian, in earthquake country, you use the blue tack.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But Dune posted a link to an eBay auction for a huge lot of vintage AOL CDs, 14 different types, 653 total, free shipping.
There was free shipping to begin with in the original AOL, so you didn't even know you were getting them that day.
That is true. You would think the free shipping would be implied with an AOL CD, but
I used to use them as drink coasters. I had a spindle in the middle on one of my end tables, and people would just use it for drink coasters. It's great.
well, when I was in college, we found that they were good for reshingling the house one disc at a time because the mailbox was on the back of the house near the back door. Actually, I'm not sure why it was there. But next to the mailbox, you had the vinyl siding, which has the kind of the grooves and the overhang, and everyone would take their disc and just wedge it in there, so we kind of had a row of discs going, and we'd see how many discs we can get in there. But every few weeks they'd fall down, or the wind would catch them, or whatever. So that didn't really work out that well long term.
I actually have a question for Dune. Do you think Dune ever used him for skeet shooting?
I think he will now.
Okay.
But no, we got to bring up this auction here that Dune has so generously shared with us, because this is impressive. It's right here, $1,346 for 653 CDs, of which there are 14 different types within there. And I mean, look at all those seats. There's no cases. This is just
the time. Yeah, they probably kept the cool metal tins. Who spent the time collecting all those?
I don't know, but here we go. We've got number 428, which is a version 9.0, and number 53 here is also version 9.0 Security Edition. And here we got the little stick figure with the smiley face on there. Get 3 months at half the price. Unlimited internet access for as low as $10.95 per month. I'm not sure I'm seeing. Version 5.8.0. There we go. Although I don't think this is an AOL CD. This is People PC Online, a better way to internet. So that's a little bit of false advertisement there. That's not an AOL CD, sir. Welcome to a new AOL. This is a very plain-looking disc. Copyright 2006.
Oh, that's a new one.
That's pretty late into the run, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is, wow. It doesn't even give a version number on this. How about that? High speed, low price AOL. High speed, powered by DSL or cable. 2005. Oh, this is when they're trying to suggest that just because you have switched from dial-up to DSL doesn't mean you don't need to continue paying AOL $20 every month, because and this is how their spiel would go. Do you own an antivirus product? How much do you pay a year for that antivirus product? Well, I download a cracked version for free, sir.
From some guy named Hacker.
It works perfectly fine. I'm quite happy with it. Computer runs really fast, except for when it doesn't. Anyways, AOL Platinum Edition, 90-day risk-free. These are a lot of newer AOL CDs this guy's got. This is also from 2005.
See, there's CDs. What about the floppy section? Are there any floppy ones?
No floppies. This is all CDs.
The holographic label on it,
Oh, this is Netscape Internet Service. In this one, wow,
Nice.
That's right. Netscape did have a dial-up service, and I think they also partnered with Walmart, because I'm pretty sure the Walmart internet service disc I brought home for free was powered by Netscape. And we had a few nights when we first moved into the trailer that the phone lines were connected, but the DSL wasn't turned on yet, and I still had a dial-up modem in my computer, so I signed up for Netscape Internet Service for the free 30-day trial, and then on day 31, they wouldn't cancel it for me, and they said, no, you have to pay for the whole next month for $10, and I said, well, okay, I'll pay you the $10 for the next month, but I'm going to get my $10 worth out of entertainment from pranking your phone center. And I did that numerous times over the next 30 days. So, yeah, I got my $10 worth out of that, because that was actually one of the prank calls that was in automation for a while. when I asked a lovely young lady at a call center in India if I could use their service to look at porn sites, and she had to stop and ask her supervisor what porn means. She actually asked me to spell that for her, and
That's right.
at some point we start removing prank phone calls from automation because we didn't want to promote jackassery like that. So I don't think that clip has been heard in quite some time. But also we found out that if you start pranking the call centers in India and pretend like you made a wrong number and you're trying to reach a burger place, they get really pissed off about you asking about burgers. I'm not...
Well,
No, sir, we do not sell burgers. We do.
Then you kind of switch countries and you go, well, do you have haggis available?
Well, we actually started asking if they have curry available, but they didn't understand what curry is.
Yeah.
Wrong word.
I do find it amusing in the UK. It's not called Indian food. It's called curry. So it's like, we're going to take your nationality out of this altogether.
You got to ask for chicken tikka masala and papadums. That's what you got to ask them for.
See, this is why we needed you helping us with the prank call. We had someone else up as a prank call that started throwing out some ethnic slurs. So I can't play those clips anymore either. I think I told him to cool it on that.
Yeah, I know.
You kind of go, oh, okay, would you put me on hold so I can listen to your music on hold, your hold music?
We're
doing
later.
a rating. Yeah.
That came later. That was
Okay.
we reserve that for shipping services.
Hey, there are lots of opportunities for that. I mean, the typical call center on all these businesses, it takes an hour to get to a real person.
Oh, there's the Walmart Connect internet service. Maybe they're not Netscape. Maybe I just picked up a Netscape disc at a Walmart during a time when they didn't have their own. But I do remember Walmart having the discs for dial-up service, which is weird to think about now.
I got mad when they stopped giving you jewel cases with those and they just put cardboard on it.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I kept those jewel cases. I had a ton of them around here. It was great. And
Dune saying, wow, do you remember the Where's sites? Yeah, I remember Where's sites.
What was it? AltaVista.box.sk?
Something like that, yeah. Because
I'm sorry, AstaLaVista.box.
Hasta La Vista, because if you had a if you had a software and you didn't have the registry key, you usually searching at Hasta La Vista would produce a working key.
And you didn't have to go to the sites. It was usually right there in plain text, right on the front. You're like, oh, okay, I just copy and paste. Unless you wanted to download the key.
I got to tell you that my favorite I just get, and it was something I stumbled on completely by accident. Yeah. I was Googling something that had nothing to do with porn. No.
Yeah. Look, I've heard this one before. No.
If I was Googling porn, I'd tell you I was Googling porn because,
Well, first of all, you don't Google porn.
I've Googled porn.
We've all learned that you Bing porn. That's what you do.
But I was Googling something not porn related, and I was on a website, and I noticed in the menu on the side there was this little animated ball that showed up that was almost like saying click here for something secret. And I hovered the mouse over it, and it turned into a finger, and indicating it was a link. And I clicked
a middle
on
finger?
it. No, it was
always enjoyed the finger. You just sit there and use it.
It was right this way for some finger bang fun type of finger. And I clicked on the animated thing, and it brought me to a website that was basically gathering and compiling working username and passwords for different porn sites, and it was updated regularly. And that was one of the greatest internet discoveries of all time for a few years. Because up to that point, it was basically registering for free trials and canceling them before the free 7 days was up, which means that there was a lot of shady companies that was getting my debit card number because I was quite foolish, and if I could do it again, I wouldn't. That was not smart what I did. It probably explains why I had to replace my debit card a few times in my years in college, because suddenly withdrawals started getting made from shady websites. And every time the fraud department reimbursed me and they mailed me out a new card. But it took me a while to think in hindsight, it was probably those porn sites I was registering with that caused me my card to get hacked a few times. I was young. I was dumb. I trusted the friendly guy on the internet.
Do you
Right.
clean your machine regularly with your hacked antivirus?
What's that?
Did you clean your machine regularly with your hacked antivirus software?
Oh yeah, of
Good.
course, yeah.
Good.
But now, Sparky Toaster pondering: did Arnold Schwarzenegger use "Hasta la vista"? I think he did.
Oh, that's
I
good.
think he did. I think he. I'm sure Arnold installed a Whereas or two in his day and had to look up a code from Hasta la Vista.
Why do I remember that website? Great.
Because it was the best site to get cracks.
It probably was.
It
probably
was. It absolutely was. We were all young and stupid when we got on the internet in our generation.
Yeah.
If Brian got on the internet when he was in college, he would have been young and stupid too.
If there was an internet, yeah.
Yes, if there was.
I mean, honestly,
He had to buy magazines,
Right,
you
right.
can find the free trials of those magazines, though.
Yeah.
Well, that's where you get them from friends, you see.
Right. You left on the toilet tank from the previous.
Right, right.
Do you really want already been used magazines?
Well,
does sound very
there's that naivete back in the day,
Well,
right?
You wash your hands when you're done. I mean, it's.
That's right. That's right. If it's already wrapped in plastic, you've got a clue that maybe that's not the good one.
Or maybe it is the good one.
It is the good one, right? As I was saying it, I was thinking, well, maybe.
Well, It's all about perspective. What?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whoops, wrong button. There it is. Yeah, that's how you know it's. Well, mind you, a lot of my first magazines that I actually acquired came from working at the garbage company. So yeah, you just didn't think about the what that meant to be acquiring used magazines.
Right.
You just enjoyed them and washed your hands. That's how you. That's how you dealt with that.
No. No. Gators, did you ever pull out a blacklight and see what's on the magazine?
No.
Ooh.
No, I did not.
Did you ever take a blacklight to your work and see what's around work?
No.
Okay. Just wondered.
No.
Okay.
No. But anyways, why does it always come back to porn on this?
I didn't do it. I did not.
Yeah, how
do it
did
this
we
time.
get there?
Well,
Yeah.
Mars brought up
Gators
the
is-
Wares. No, Dune brought up the Wares site.
Gators is clicking on red balls on the side of the screen with his finger. That's what he's doing.
Hey,
That's how
if
we
you
got
found that website, you would have tested. It was a responsible thing to do to test if those compromised passwords were working or not, to determine if there was a real security threat here or not that needed to be turned over to the appropriate authorities.
Yeah, how is that turning over the appropriate authorities? How'd that go?
Well, I haven't gotten to that yet. It's on my list of things to do. I'm a little behind by a few decades.
Okay.
But I'm not sure which department you would turn that over to. I still got to research that, because I don't know who has jurisdiction over porn website passwords.
The question is, Gators, is it on archive.org?
I have no recollection of where that website was that had the hidden link or how I got there.
You just clicked it and hit bookmark, didn't you?
I had bookmarked it, and that was a number of computers ago, and I was still using Netscape Communicator, so I don't think I have a valid bookmark save file.
He was using Communicator, not even Navigator.
Communicator was the by then it was called Communicator.
Okay.
But you know, I think I was trying to Google things about that hot game show host on that. What was I don't.
Vanna White?
No.
Okay, I just wondered. That's good, Gators. That's good. That's good. Now he's trying to think of the game show.
I'm trying to think of the game show to think about who was the hot host on that.
Card Sharks?
No, not Card Sharks. It was because it was a current show at that point, and it was you know, it was something kind of like a What's My Line or I Got a Secret or something like that type of show. But it was a modern revival of it with kids on the show, but the host was an adult, of course. And I thought the host was kind of cute, and I think I was trying to find pictures of her. Yeah, not porn.
Oh, that's good.
That's good, because that doesn't sound right, sir. I don't know.
Well, you know, you think someone looks hot, you look for pictures of them, you know, and just to be like, hey, is she as hot as I think she looks on this TV show?
See, I'm doing it wrong, because if I find out someone on TV, I want to know who they are. I sit there, wiki them, and read their bio and their backstory. That's all.
That's what I was looking for, along with the pictures, just to make sure I had the right person for verification.
Yeah. Okay, just want to make sure.
But I don't remember what it was. It was a similar type of show. It was on. I don't. The guy across the hall used to watch it all the time. And the thing is that what we would like to do is they would display they would display on the screen what the person's secret is, and so we just wouldn't look at the screen, and then we would basically be like
like kids password plus for kids or something.
It was but it was more like someone had a secret. It was a version of I've Got a Secret where there's a panel of people. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh no!
Figure it out.
Oh,
Is it? It's a picturica. What is
damn it! I'm busted.
What is it?
What was that?
All right, so
You just lying that you're trying to get.
no, I just but wasn't there a woman who hosted it?
Yes.
Okay. Who? All right. Figure it out.
Wait,
American Children's Panel Game Show aired on Nickelodeon. Summer Sanders. I thought it was something Summers, but Mark Summers kept showing up, and that was not who I was looking for.
Well, you could watch.
That's
Super
not
Soppy.
how I remember her looking,
You
though.
know what? If you're watching Super Soppy,
She's older than that.
And looking at pictures of Mark Summers Gators, I worry about you.
Okay, so that was okay. All right, yeah, but we would actually try to guess what the thing that they were figuring out was, because you could just not look at the screen, and
It's such a good show.
it was such a good show.
Oh my god.
All right, Kristen approves of my TV watching habits in college.
That's one reason I want Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus has all the tons of '80s Nickelodeon cartoons or shows on it now.
Okay.
I'm kind of thinking about that. It might have that too, Gators. I don't know. I watched Super Sloppy Double Dare on there at my sister's.
That's the rebranded name of
CBS All Access.
CBS All Access, right? Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's stupid. You get a brand that's out there, everybody knows about it, and then you change the name.
But I seem to recall, and it's more of a feeling that I remember, but I think I was Googling for information about who this Summer Sanders was that hosted Figure It Out when I somehow stumbled onto a site with a bunch of porn site passwords. And I don't know how that's connected or how that worked like that, but that's what that's what I kind of remember.
Wow. Maybe someone already searched for it and said, here's sites that you can get to it for free.
Oh, that's right. She's a former competition swimmer and Olympic champion. That's why I found pictures of her in swimsuits. I remember that too.
Oh my god.
But, oh yeah, if you Google image search Summer Sanders, you do find images of her in bathing suits.
I found chicken, Gators.
You found what?
I found chicken.
You found chicken.
Yeah.
Chicken's good.
It's Colonel Sanders. That's what came up for me.
Okay. You found Colonel Sanders.
I found
That's
Colonel
that's
Sanders.
that's the wrong Sanders.
I think so.
That is not the right Sanders.
But honestly, right now, her or some Colonel Sanders, I would not mind freaking chicken for dinner. I'm just saying, I would not mind to get some good KFC for dinner. So,
KFC,
some biscuits and some gravy with some mashed taters. I can do that right now.
That sounds like a quality meal right there.
Yeah.
So you get on the phone and order, or order on your app, right?
I don't have an app. I guess I can use DoorDash.
Yeah.
But I have meal planned for tonight, so I can't do that. But
Aw.
yeah. It is chicken though, so there.
Well,
you
you
go.
could have 2 meals tonight.
You know what? No. Well, the thing is, my meal is like I'm having teriyaki chicken and rice, so that's what I'm having. But
Okay, that sounds
real hard
good.
to make.
Panda Express.
No. The chicken is ready to go. I just need to put the rice in the freaking rice cooker and push the go button.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, apparently now I need to find reruns of Figure It Out to take a trip down memory lane and see how many of the answers I remember.
What? That's cheating.
I'm not trying to remember.
I didn't think you watched it for the questions and answers anyway, did you?
I did.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Summer Sanders was just, gravy.
Oh my god!
I didn't mean that the way that sounded.
Watch out, man! Her gravy's gonna be.
And it was the cherry on the sundae, or this is not getting any better, is it?
Data, I think you should Google pictures of her and see what she looks like.
She looks good in a swimsuit.
Is that current?
What's that?
Is that a current picture?
Who cares about current?
Oh my god.
I'm not suggesting I'm going to go on a date with her tomorrow.
Gators, is this channel set to 18 plus? Is that what you've done with this channel so far?
I'm sure we're set to 18 plus, and for good reason. After all, the official show topic is titty fucking. So we've set a certain expectation right from the start.
Okay.
This show is brought to you by Netflix and titty fucking, which is the new form of Netflix and chill. So, there were.
Is that really chilling? I don't know.
I think so.
There's a little more work.
It depends if you're on the giving or receiving end. If it's how chill.
I guess.
Speaking of disturbing things, did anyone ever? I watched a very interesting I'm watching lots of educational YouTube videos lately. That go into the backstory of things that you never really knew you wanted to know the backstory about.
Such as?
Goatsy.cx.
No, I did not want to know about that one. I did not watch videos on this.
Who is the Goatsy guy?
Is it on Netflix?
No, it's on YouTube. The guy that sat on the jar. There was a video that it's a channel called Whang, WHANG exclamation point, and he goes into going into the backstory of some of these types of things. Who was behind Two Girls, One Cup? Things
instead of Twitch finds, you're having YouTube finds now.
I'm playing YouTube. Yeah, this is YouTube. I find something I like on YouTube, I'll tell people about it. And like I said, Wang has really interesting videos, and I found the story about the history of cake farts was quite interesting. I'm just gonna. Oh, they have an episode about meat spin. I gotta watch that one next. That's what I'm watching tonight. There we go. I got my evening planned.
Yeah. Are you gonna watch that in VR?
It's coming at my face.
No, I don't.
But it turns out like the cake farts video was basically a commissioned fetish porn clip. Like there was a guy that had a very specific kink. And he hired that girl to make that video of her farting in a cake. And
See, I have a problem with that one because that cake is not edible.
hey, that's a free market in action right there. Guy with money that wants a video of a girl farting in a cake. A girl who needs money that has no problem making a video of farting in a cake. This is I see no problem with any of this.
But the cake is ruined.
Maybe it was a lousy cake that they used.
It was lousy when she was done with it, I'll tell you that.
There was a photo I just saw earlier today of this woman decided she needed to sit down and rest, and was in a grocery store, and she was in front of the deli, and they had bread stacked there, so she just sat on the bread.
Oh, that's like bread farts.
And apparently bread is soft, which is why she chose that.
Okay, if she did it right, she could put the hard French loaves on the bottom, and then she could kind of stack those up, and then put like the Wonder Bread on the top for the cushions. You know, you can do it right. Did she do it right, or did she just kind of lazily just stick crap on the floor?
They didn't go into detail, and that's as far as I got if there was detail.
She just picked a spot to sit, and there happened to be bread there.
Oh, my God.
Totally bizarre.
That's horrible.
You know what? And if I was quizzed now, I couldn't tell you if she was wearing a mask or not. So I did it wrong.
Oh, you did it wrong. Now, Sparky Toaster writing in, don't watch meat spin. It is not any type of meat that came from a cow or a steer that will be spinning.
It's not a porterhouse or a tri-tip, huh?
No, but there is a counter. There is a counter up in the corner that lets you know how many spins of the meat you've been watching meat spin
Leak
for.
Leak spin was cool.
Leak spin was good. Now, Brian, have you yourself had the experience of meatspin.com?
Nope.
Have we described this for you yet?
No, I take it you're about to.
Well, I mean, they're basically it's a GIF, so it's a short animation, which basically there are two guys in the clip, and one guy is in front, the other guy is behind, and there's thrusting action happening, and being that both of them are dudes, the guy in front has kind of a free spinning digit, so to speak, and so they basically, the GIF captures perfectly a perfect rotation, and then they just put that on a loop, and that's meatspin.com, and the best part is that they use "You Spin Me Right Round, Baby, Right Round," like a record for the background music. While the
wow,
yeah. Dude's not sure where I'm going with this. Come on, you all know.
Dune. I don't think anybody knows where he's going with this.
Well, here's the thing. I have spared Brian the trouble of having to actually see this.
This is true. True. I should be more appreciative, right?
Because let me tell you, if I didn't tell you this, and tomorrow, like your brother was feeling a bit devilish and sent you a link going, "Hey, Bri, I found this great link. You got to check it out. Meatspin.com." You'd probably click on that link. You'd have clicked on it.
Right. But I wouldn't read a damn thing from that brother ever again.
So, but now we have done our part to educate Brian about what not to click on.
Hey, that's right. Yeah. Wait, educating everybody.
Everybody. And I'm not going to explain this one, but don't click on Lemon Party either. Just.
I have a feeling.
Also, don't click on Tub Girl either. That one's not. No.
To quote 30 Rock, nobody throws a lemon party like old Dick. So, and that was a real quote. That was a real quote that got by the censors.
That's
right.
Horrible.
Yeah, they didn't know what it was. It just kind of slipped on through.
You gotta love it when pop culture references sneak by the censors.
Yeah, right.
So Dune, wanting to change the topic, is asking Sparky how he's doing, and Sparky goes, "I've been great, just watching chicks on wheels videos." That I think is the palate cleanser, is what that is. Right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I get it.
But I'm telling you, if you are interested about like the history of these weird things, because there even the weirdest, oddest, random things have a story behind them, and you never knew you wanted to know it, but then you find the story and you go, oh, that was actually interesting.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we flew a helicopter on Mars.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, there's a video about poop scissors. I don't know what that is.
But wrong.
That sounds like something I want. That sounds like something I want to hear. Now, I heard the story about the poop knife. The legend goes that
This is the legend. Okay.
that there was a guy that growing up. There was a guy that when he grew up in his house, they had a poop knife.
And some people just watch The Curse of Oak Island.
This is far more entertainment. But you know how sometimes you might grow up with something in your family and you think it's normal?
So on Oak Island, what do they find? They find wood. I bet you on what you're talking about, they find wood as well.
No, they find out that their family wasn't as normal as they thought.
Right.
Because sometimes you might grow up with something that your family does that you think it's normal and every family does, and then you find out, well, no, it's not normal. So, this guy, they had a knife, an old knife in their bathroom that was never allowed in the kitchen again. That way, if they needed to, kind of cut things up to help it go down the drain. I don't know if it was their a genetic thing in their family that they produced large substance, or if they just had bad plumbing, but they needed to keep a knife in their bathroom. So apparently this
change your diet. I don't know.
So this guy thought this was just a normal thing, like every house had, toilet paper, plunger, poop knife. It was, just this was just a thing. That
right.
So apparently he was at a girlfriend's house and he needed a poop knife, and he asked for one, and they didn't know what he was talking about, and that's how he found out he's weird. Isn't that the worst way to find out how weird you are?
Yeah, that would be embarrassing. What do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? Gosh,
poop knife. You don't have you don't have a You don't know what I'm. That's got to be awkward.
But thank you for warning me. If I'm ever in some foreign bathroom, I find a knife, I'm not touching it. Thank you.
Yeah. No.
Yes. Right.
Not unless you need to, but.
I would not need to.
And wash your hands afterwards, and you're fine. So I'm wondering if the poop scissors is similar to that story. I'm gonna have to watch that video tonight.
Oh gosh. You can report next week.
Yeah, we may have to. We might have to do that.
Yeah, there's a problem there.
The problem? I see no problem with this.
There's a problem with scissors and poop knives and poop scissors and sharp items that you use.
Tell me you've never had to use some other type of thing to help things along.
No, I've never had to.
I mean, I had a situation once. I had to find a stick and break it up. I had to do that one. Now this wasn't a regular everyday occurrence, but I did one time have to use a stick. I don't think it's that abnormal to at least once in your life to run into a situation where you need a stick. I don't think that's that abnormal.
Yes, it is, Gators. Yes.
Well, you never had a situation where you got the Lincoln log that straddles the hole and just kind of stays there on top of it, saying howdy as the water clears away and comes back. You've never had that.
No.
Okay. Brian?
I'm not going to say anything.
He is totally. This is a guy who has broken up a turd with a stick, right here.
Or wondering why I don't have a stick.
No, my plumbing's powerful enough. I push the button, it goes down.
Dude, writing in why?
Dude, I'm asking the same question.
I will say there is one side of my family that if you're at the dinner table with them, you're more likely to get bathroom humor than the other side of the family. So I know which parent I have to thank for this. Anyways, yeah, we need to find a better topic, I guess.
Yeah.
So, porn passwords, huh?
Wait a second. I thought we were already there.
Oh, dear. This is fun.
So, Gators, did you get a jukebox this weekend?
No, I did not buy a jukebox, but I did get the TV off and back on the wall so that I could install the plate behind the wall that holds a plug outlet and a chase for the HDMI and an audio cable so that I could hide my TV cables in the wall. So I did get that done.
Excellent.
So that is good. Dude writing in, Johnny, are you saying you have had things sticking up above the water? Yeah, there were times that, it was more recently. It's well, not that more recently. I've had things sticking up above the water. I have.
So Dune, you have not commemorated George Washington with a monument.
There are times that things stick up above the water. It happens. It
Especially with these low flow, low capacity toilets.
Oh yeah. That does not help things any.
When Trump would say you have to flush 15 times, is that all you have to flush?
But
only 15?
I typically 2 flushes get the job done for me on a more involved. The Sparky Toast is saying, Johnny, you need to raise the level of the water. It's not an everyday occurrence, but it happens. I'm just, Right. Now, mind you, when I was a kid, you know how like sometimes you'd find good molding mud, kind of like modeling clay, but it was in your backyard in the ground.
It happens.
It happens. Yeah. And I've heard of some people making mud pies, but I found that, if you modeled mud and you rolled it with your hands, I discovered, wow, that looks just like a poop. And I thought that this was a very creative idea. Right.
Normal, yeah.
Well, I thought that, if you roll, yourself a mud poop and you let it dry out in the sun and it would harden, it would be a perfect decoration to put on the back of the toilet.
How'd that go? How'd that go, Gator?
My parents were not as impressed with that as I thought they would be. I
needed to show an example of what this is all about, right?
And now mind you, I didn't put it on the back of their toilet. I put it on the back of, our toilet, the kids' toilet and the upstairs bathroom. I thought it looked nice there. It was a nice ornament to kind of lighten up and tie the room together, And
how dare these parents squash your creativity? Right?
No, they looked at it.
I would call that child abuse. Next time you see your folks, or your dad, hey, that was child abuse.
I don't know if I want to bring that story back up, but
you did it wrong. You're supposed to put the butter dish in the kitchen.
No, the butter dish in the kitchen. Well, my parents, took a look at it. They had a chuckle, and they chucked it in the trash can. And I was like, why'd you do that? That's the ornament for the bathroom. Why would you throw that away?
That's right. It's my artistic creativity coming out.
I made that with my bare hands. I did not make that with my bare ass. I made that with my bare hands. Just to be clear, it's okay. It's not real poop. It's mud.
That's right. It's oh, shoot.
Dude, writing in, I'm gonna miss Johnny.
What?
Where am I going?
Oh no.
What was I maybe I have $1 million idea here. I'm gonna.
So at the end, when we raid somebody, we'll explicitly say, "You don't know what we were talking about."
This week on the Dude and Dude That Rolls Fake Poop show. I don't still roll fake poop. I just rolled fake poop a few times as a child. That's
yeah.
I
do you still have the skills?
I think
important question.
I think I could still manage to roll out a fake lager too. I think I could do. Mind you, I had help from the next door neighbor. Jennifer was in on this too. We rolled fake poop together. I don't know if she brought hers into the house to put in her bathroom, and I don't know if there was a discussion with her family about that. But I know I was very serious about this, and I brought it in the house and I put it in the back of the toilet there. I thought it looked nice.
Do you have a good guess on how old you were when you did this?
I don't know, like second grade.
Oh yes. At the peak of your intelligence.
The peak of my intelligence.
Yes. Oh my God!
I thought I was clever. I thought I had a unique.
The interesting thing is that we lived in the Washington, D.C. area for exactly 1 year, and that was second grade. And I can remember some of the stupid stuff that we did in that area.
And now you're going to tell us all about that. Anything that equates to fake poop? I mean...
No, not that topic. I mean, we did crawl through the storm's... culverts. I remember that. Some kids would crawl a really long way. I mean, you're maybe a half a mile.
Okay.
And, a storm drain, of course, doesn't have nasty stuff in it, but you can have mud, you can have sand, you can have all kinds of
you're coming out of that
stuff.
You're coming out of that dirty is I think the
chances
main point.
are. I don't recall being dirty, but then again, second grade, you don't remember what was dirty or not. What's the difference? It's all the same.
Well, our storm drains were a little too deep to get down into. Now, I do know that the storm drain in front of our driveway had steps that you can get down there because at least once or twice, one of the kids in the neighborhood would lose a ball down there. And my dad happened to have a crowbar that could pry it open so he can get down there and retrieve the ball for us. But I think the storm drain near the bus stop was shallow enough that every now and then a kid would crawl down there and play around.
I never went down storm drains. It scared the poop out of me.
I think that only happened once or twice.
Oh, that was scary. I didn't go that far in because that was scary to me too.
Well, here's the thing. I lost a pair of gloves down the storm drain near the bus stop, and like they landed on top of the pipe that was protruding, so I could see it right there, and it wasn't being carried off by the water. That was right there, but I couldn't reach it. And I remember I read in a book about a kid that retrieved his gloves from the storm drain by using a piece of chewing gum on the end of an umbrella pole to telescope it out down there and stick it with the gum. So I grabbed a umbrella and I said, "Hey, Mom, I'm going to give that a try." And she said, I don't think it's going to work, but good luck. And I chewed some gum, walked down the end of the street to where the bus stop was, put the gum on the end of the umbrella, extended it, reached down, and I wasn't even close. Not close at all.
Right.
It was, I'm there reaching, and then one of the neighbors down the street that knew who I was pulls up with the car, comes to a stop and yells, "Hey, Jonathan, your parents know where you..." And I just turned and ran because I didn't feel like explaining to her why I was reaching down the storm drain, even though I was not doing anything I shouldn't be doing.
Right. Yeah, And that was actually probably an easy explanation, right?
I didn't want to deal with it. I just
didn't want to deal with it.
I knew I wasn't getting my.
Yeah, I'm trying to get I'm trying to be all fancy and try and get my gloves out of the drain. They would probably sit there and laugh and probably either helped or left.
Well,
I wouldn't care.
But anyways, the next morning I go down the bus stop, and some of the kids said, "Hey, we got your gloves." I'm like, "Nah, they're gone," and they handed me my gloves. So I don't know how they got it out of there.
Did you wash them after that, Gator?
I probably they went through the washing machine.
Oh,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah. The built-in thermometer that was embedded onto the glove never worked again after that, but they kept my hands warm. Yeah, one of those color-changing thermometers that was in the.
That was a big thing back in the day.
Yeah, that was really cool. That's but by then it was pretty much cracked and wearing out and not telling me any temperatures anymore. So they just went through the washer and dryer, kept my hands warm. Yeah, there were some nice gloves.
Yeah.
Now Dune wants the phone number of the next door neighbor that helped me roll out the mud poops. Here's
oh man.
The important thing isn't whether or not I still have some kind of contact with her that I could get that number. The important thing is that I doubt she remembers that, and if she does, I doubt she'd admit to it. So there is no value for me to get out of calling her up and saying, "Hey, you remember rolling mud poops?" Because that is a level of embarrassment I am not prepared to subject myself to.
That's hilarious.
And 5 and 2 running in, the clown gave them back.
Oh. No, those gloves are gone. I'm not getting near that.
That's how they got it. Yeah, the clown came out of the storm drain and gave them back. That's
No. It was Donatello.
It's Pennywise the clown.
Donatello brought him back. He came down with a sewer. His sewer skateboard thing, and brought him back for you.
Are you sure it wasn't Leonardo? Could have been Raphael.
Maybe. It could have been one of them.
Could have been. No.
Yeah.
No, I think one of the kids at the bus stop just crawled down. We had a rough crowd at the bus stop there. They were all a bunch of running around, noisy kids.
I was scared to death.
We were like I said, there was a period of time where the people that lived in the house at the corner there, they did not like happy children running around at 6 a.m. on their front yard. They would turn on the sprinkler system to try to keep us chase us away.
Gators. This is where you should have made more poops and put them on their lawns.
That was we had a blast that day. I remember the day we walked down there and all the sprinklers were on at 6 a.m. and we were like, oh, how nice of them to turn on the sprinklers for us. And we're running back and forth and jumping over them and basically playing games and jumping around the sprinklers, trying not to get wet and failing miserably. And they didn't. And then one morning, and I've told this story before, I'm walking down the block to get to the bus stop, and everyone is standing single file in complete silence while 2 police officers are standing there observing us. and they said, you're here for the bus stop, get in line, you be quiet. We're all going to be quiet here this morning, and we're not going to disrupt anyone. And so, yeah, the people that owned the house at the bus stop actually called the police.
Shoot your kids! Screw the people at the freaking
to make
house.
sure that we wouldn't be noisy and disruptive to them in the morning.
You know what? Screw it. They're probably old farts. You know what? I'm sorry.
And how often would the cops do that?
Oh my god!
I only remember that happening twice.
You know what? Someone's gonna poop on their doorstep. And
it
walk
wasn't
away.
a regular occurrence, but
so maybe the cops said, "Okay, we're gonna do this a couple of times for you. It's not gonna be every day."
Well, it was.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to hire your own security people.
Mind you, the type of logic that goes into this is if we call the cops on them once, surely they'll behave from then on because we scare them straight.
You're not gonna behave.
Sure.
We're all kids. We never behave. Come on.
Also, I think that family eventually moved out of that house and another family moved in that didn't care as much about that stuff.
Who cares? It's kids playing at 6
because the family that moved in had kids, and so they knew the deal.
Before. They needed to just sit there and suck it up and stop being old.
I think what might have pissed them off was there was on days that it would snow, we would have a field day playing with the snow on their yard.
Yeah.
We roll big snowballs, and we'd have a snowball fight, and so we basically left their yard looking like the aftermath of a snowball fight after a nice snowfall. So a family that doesn't have kids that has their nice snow-covered lawn messed up might
Gators,
be crotchety about
wrong.
that.
They did it wrong. They should have given all the kids a shovel and said, "Here, shovel my walkway."
There you go.
And the great thing about those freaking plastic shovels or metal shovels, those things were great for like flicking giant mounds of snow at people if you could get them up. So those even better. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, they did it wrong.
They did it wrong.
Oh God.
So I don't know. All I know is they called the cops on us, and
Old farty people.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah, old farty people. I always said, "Yeah, hi, Mr. Police Officer. Why are they old and farty next door? What's wrong with them? We're kids. We're like 8 years old. You don't expect us to play in the snow or play in the water? Come on, what's their problem?"
Exactly.
I have no problem talking back to a police officer. I did it as a kid. I can do it again.
And another game we would play was, who can get to the top of the street sign. That was another fun game that we would play.
I didn't play that.
Yeah, I never reached the top, but
is that climbing up the sign or something?
Yeah, the street sign. We would try to climb up the street sign and get to the top of the street sign, and there were some people that would actually.
Did the sign say stop?
No, this was the street sign. It say Brokaw Court and Marshall Road.
The street name sign. Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
Yes,
It probably said yield.
It was a good climbing pole with the green street sign with white text.
And
there.
So the homeowners nearby that didn't like it didn't grease the pole?
No, they did not grease the pole. It was now my brother, he found a different game to try to play with the street sign. He tried to play a game of I wonder if your tongue really will get stuck if you and he found out, yeah, it does.
On a really cold day, yes.
Oh yeah,
see, that's where you do that, but you have a bottle of water with you so that you can.
We
fix
did not.
The problem.
We did not have a bottle of water with us. We had a sister with us, and she was like, "Oh my God, the bus is here. We got to go now." My brother, it's stuck, and so my sister ripped the tongue off the pole and said, "Come on, let's get on the bus now."
That was hurt, I bet.
Just a second, you left your tongue behind.
Oh yeah, there was a bit of skin. There was a patch of skin left there after he was done there. So the bus driver was nice enough to hand him a napkin to wrap his tongue. While the bleeding stopped, but that was a rough street sign. There is actually I've brought up a there it is right there. There's the street sign my brother stuck his tongue to, and that's the lawn. That's the house of the people that called the cops on us.
Wow.
Yeah. I would. Yeah. There'd be something in their mailbox that were extra special.
Yes. Made of clay, right?
No, I'd say how much snow can I put in the mailbox? Does it pack in nicely?
And leave them a present. It's an ornament for the back of the toilet. Right. It's not a real poop. It's a mud poop.
Yeah.
No, I just gonna fill it full of snow. That's okay. You can pack them pretty good.
So there you go. Yeah, I would. Now here was the trick is now mind you, everyone was climbing that street sign. All the kids in the neighborhood were climbing that street sign. And, I didn't want to be left out or be uncool. So, of course, I had to try to climb that street sign.
Yeah.
But I had an uncanny ability to always pick the 10 seconds of the time period that my dad's car would come by to make the turn to go to work. to be on that damn pole. You figure, what are the odds? He's not coming now. We got another 5 minutes before he's going to come by.
Of course he's coming right now.
And I always, would go to climb that pole the day he was heading or he would be coming down the road, and I'd be in line to go next. Like, there's a line at the pole. It's obvious I'm in line to climb the pole, and I quick, jump off to the side. Like, no, I'm just watching them. I wasn't gonna.
Gators, what I would do, I would spray that pole down with some Pam,
Mm-hmm.
and just sit back, not be evil, just to sit back and watch the kids try to climb the pole with cooking spray on it.
Yeah.
That would have been freaking hilarious.
That would have been, but then it would have been harder for me to try to climb it. And I want to get
You know what? I
want to get up there.
You know what? I don't care. I would sit there and just laugh my butt off. It'd be hilarious. It'd be like, oh my God, look at the kids are trying to climb the grease pole. That's great.
Sadly, I wasn't well liked and didn't fit in with them.
What?
But
Gators?
But I didn't want to be mean to them because I wanted them to like me.
No, you can't be mean to them. They got your gloves back.
So,
Cool.
Sparky Toaster going for the obvious joke. So Johnny was practicing his pole skills as a kid. Now we know.
Yes.
Oh, good one.
If he just had a hot tub, he would have been pretty ready for this show.
Touche, Sparky Toaster. Touche.
So
Yeah.
what he's saying is that you're still into it.
No, I'm not twirling around the thing. I just try to, climb up to the top,
Well,
tap the
that's,
top,
you know,
slide
it
down.
starts with just climbing it. Right?
Hey, it takes a lot of muscle strength to hang on to a pole,
Yeah,
Sure,
I
absolutely.
could never climb the rope in gym class. I couldn't
Yeah.
do it. So.
And then there's that big disappointment that you find that the guy is Lithuanian.
Hmm.
Okay, that wasn't that funny. Damn it.
I'm not sure I got that one. Lithuanians are known.
Polish, Lithuanian nationality.
Oh,
See, if you have to
Oh,
explain
that-
a joke, it's just not funny.
yeah. No, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you, Brian, because I see the cleverness there. It's kind of sad how
Right.
unfunny that was.
Yeah, right.
were
Did you have any
stretching, Brian.
Polish people in your neighborhood?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, we had it was a diverse neighborhood. Yeah.
Right.
And,
And of course, you have that obligatory Polish joke, right?
I mean, the guitar's last name goes back to Poland, so I guess I'd be
there you
somewhat
go.
Polish person in the
There you
neighborhood.
go.
Although there's probably more German in my blood than Polish, but
Well, hey.
but if you're
Shall
gonna
we
go,
say it goes back and forth, back
but
and forth.
if you're gonna go by family name and trace that back, I believe the guitar's name goes back to some more complicated variation of it in Poland.
Right.
Sparky Toaster pointing out that also went over his head.
I
So
lived in Indianapolis. Everybody was white, so that's. Oh, we had the one Indian family that lived at the very end of the cul-de-sac. I'm like, oh,
Indian
that?
as a Native American or from
no,
India?
No, Indian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're like,
Did you ever ask them, hey, are you Indian or Pakistani? Sometimes that simple question goes wrong.
Okay, Brian, I was 7. I don't know the difference then. I'm sorry. And this was the 80s. I don't think people were just like, oh, cool. His mom has more different food than we have. We'll eat there tonight. Because we'd always have random kids in the neighborhood going to people's houses. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and while I have this up, we may as well share. That's the storm drain that my gloves went down. So.
Oh man.
Gators, you should go visit for old time's sake.
That's a narrow squeeze for someone to get in there. I don't know how those gloves came out of there, but they did.
Maybe they had a way of popping that the.
Oh, that would take a crowbar and more strength than a grade school child has.
Well, maybe they had 6 kids that put a hand on it and yanked it out.
Yeah, maybe.
I highly doubt that, but
or the kid crawled in from miles away where it was easy to get into the storm drain.
But it's funny. I haven't thought about these things in many years, but I mean, looking back here kind of brings back some memories here because like this corner was the bus stop, and you can see if we go down the block here, the cable box is down here, or as we called it, the green thing, and so. Quite often, some of the game.
Wait. So you had a cable box?
Yeah.
We didn't have anything like that.
That was there when we were at the bus stop, And we used that as the marker for races, so that we would, start from we had the line of backpacks that was over here, and so we'd take turns, 2 people racing down to the green thing and back.
Yeah,
that's free foot race, right?
Yeah,
right,
white, so.
right. And you have to run down, touch the green thing, run back, and someone would be standing there with their hands out like this. And usually I didn't come anywhere close to winning, but if I was ever in the lead, whoever was standing like this would always lift their hand up so I wouldn't slap it when running past them, and then they say that I didn't win the race because you had to slap their hand in order to win. It doesn't count that I just got there first.
They're mean.
And I told them they were full of shit, but not in those words. Right. More of a I think was the. But the other game we would play was a weird game that we kept making up rules for, and it started with a keep off the grass type of rule. So, but we would only walk on the lines on the sidewalk. We would never walk in between the lines on the sidewalk, and we'd be able to walk on the curb. And we turned into a game of what are things that we can navigate on without just plain walking on the normal surface. So then, like the crosswalk line, that was fair game to walk on. And the fire hydrant was fair to step on because that was our lookout tower, and it was it's funny the ways that kids can amuse themselves with stupid mindless tasks.
Yeah, now they all have switches and phones.
Yeah. This was
of course
pre-phone.
Back in my day, you weren't supposed to step on the crack. So you step on places other than the crack.
Right, you jump over the crack, but
right.
This game was crack only.
Adjust your gait so you would avoid hit the crack.
We played a different game where our goal was to stay on crack. So
right. That's older kids, right?
That's
the game that we played is you couldn't step on any pavement because it had radiation. This is back in the duck and cover days.
Duck and cover day. Now, Sparky Toast writing in, before cell phones, kids knew where their friends were by looking for which house had the most bicycles out front.
There was that.
I didn't have a group of friends I'd go looking for bicycles with. I just, happened to be hanging out with these kids at the bus stop because we were all going to the same place. I was more the outcast in my grade school days. Sparky Toaster pointing out that the lower green thing is the cable box. The taller green thing is the telephone box. Okay. The telephone box is what we were using for our racing guide. So I got that one wrong.
We just had the high white box. That's what we had.
The high white box.
The high white box.
Not to be confused with the high white dude.
That would be a tall white dude.
Tall white dude.
That's exactly.
No, high as in smoking pot.
Oh, okay. Well, that came later.
And he might be Polish.
Right. 10 foot even.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, that was.
So let's go back to the green thing. On your
okay.
image.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. There they are.
And try to close up on it. Oh, there's 2 there. One is cable and the other is telephone. Is that correct?
Yeah, the tall, skinny one, Sparky Toaster is saying is telephone. But that was the one that was always there back then. That we always tapped on to.
Yeah, and at the time you only knew it was the green thing. You didn't know that it was.
Well, I knew it had something to do with wires and services.
Well, yeah.
All I know
but
is our
and then. There's the house I grew up in right there down the end of the street. So that was my walk to the bus stop in the morning.
Yeah.
And that house was
long
red.
Walk, huh? It was uphill in both directions.
Because and then and this dude's got a secret right here. So
wow.
How about that?
Did he order that special?
I think that is an option. I read up on that when I saw that, and that is something you can request. But once you request it, you can't undo it. So I wonder what happens if, you buy a house and you don't want it to be blurred. Does that mean that someone before you can ruin your house?
Oh, they blurred the whole house, Gators?
No, they blurred the whole house.
Wow. What What kind of secret do they have? I kind of want to see.
I don't know, but they're up to something in that house there.
So what you want to do? That's a house that you want to check out, right?
I know you got to send some reconnaissance. Do we know?
We gotta. Yeah, I don't know who lives there now. I know who used to live there, but I don't. I don't think anyone. Right. I don't think. I can only think of one or two families that might still be living on that block, and even that I haven't checked in at least 5 to 10 years. So I don't think anyone I know still lives there. Yeah, so that's the old neighborhood. They've clearly at some point replaced the no outlet sign, because I know that no outlet sign at one point in time was hanging on the wall inside of that house.
Wait a minute. Okay, so if there is no outlet, where do you plug in your cell phone for charger?
You have to get a solar charger.
Ah, good point.
There you go. So, yeah.
Stupid questions are us, right?
So doing writing in for Sunday's show, phone number or name for 1, fake poop girl, 2, every hand puller backer of End of Race, and 3, family name of peeps who had the house.
Yes.
That's all. I have no idea who owned that house when they called the cops, and I don't even know the name of the people that bought the house after that. That is no way.
The unknown people.
The hand puller for the End of the Race, I don't remember that girl's name. Now, however, the next door neighbor that helped me with the fake poops, she was also at that bus stop. So that's your best lead they're doing, but I do not. I don't think I could handle the embarrassment of rehashing my awkward kid days with someone that was there and saw it all. No, not going to do that.
So there isn't a Facebook group for your high school graduation class? Well,
this was grade school. High school
or for grade school?
High school is a completely different group of people. I went to public school up to 5th. And then 6th through the end of high school is when I switched to Catholic school. And at that point, it was pretty much just me and my siblings at the bus stop because we would get picked up at a different time from the public schools.
Boo! You got sheltered.
Dune goes, it's all good. I'll use your radio name. Oh, yeah. She'll never figure that out.
Nice.
I will have you. I actually am Facebook friends with the friend that helped me make the fake poops, but that's the only. But we haven't.
So
talked
just look for
years.
Jennifer, right?
That's a fake name. Oh shit! I did say that, didn't I?
Yeah, you actually did say her name. I wasn't gonna say anything, but.
Now, Dixie Noor Mouse FC rates it. Am I supposed to have 11 fingers? If you're special.
No, that you can have 11 fingers if you want. I don't judge.
That baffled guy's writing in. Either of you named Chris? No, I'm Gators, and that's Brian, and we got Mars on the line with us. Yeah. But I think Dune might be named Chris.
It might be a Chris. Or is it Sparky Toaster's?
We don't know Sparky Toaster's name.
Yeah, he might be a Chris.
Or maybe Sparky Toaster is Nick.
Oh,
and then we're in trouble, man.
There's the plot twist right there.
Or maybe he's Noel.
And
Neil.
And
Neil,
Nid is writing in. That's a big Rubik cube. Yeah, it's a tissue box holder. I made it from Needle Point. And Jairus wants to see a Lemon Party live. No. That's not this kind of channel.
Well, that depends if the people that we're going to raid shortly is going to do that.
That's not allowed on Twitch. I don't think they don't allow that on Twitch.
Well, you can always ask, right?
That's against the terms of service.
Right.
No TOS there.
No. I can solve a Rubik's Cube, but this is just a needlepoint tissue box holder. So
I think you should try to solve that one, Gators.
Technically, I did solve it because I did make it, and I made it solved.
You made it unsolved, so you can figure it out later.
Dune is promoting lemons for all. Clearly Dune has not seen Lemon Party, so that's going to be a fun Sunday show.
Right. So which live stream that we're going to raid might do that, or we can ask.
Not Ray Rachel. That is not
Not Rachel. Let's see. Well, we got. Who is live that we could raid right now?
You could talk to Lyle and ask him if he knows about the Love and Party.
Lyle is live right now, but I usually like to go to the music channels. Now, Kathleen L is live right now, and let me make sure that she's. Let's see who else is live right now. We've rated her a few times, so why don't we raid her again? Because we like to promote the musicians, and we also like to...
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we want to once again thank everyone for tuning in once again to another fun-filled edition of...
Insert title here.
The show that changes names so frequently we just put a placeholder in. And we do like to talk about how educational we are here. I think we've learned a lot here this evening. So, Brian, what have you learned this evening?
I learned how to retrieve stuff that you drop down a storm drain.
Okay. Mars, what have you learned this evening?
I learned that Gators likes his mouse turning into fingers, and he likes fingering the red balls on the page.
And I've learned I need to be careful when I start giving hints how to contact childhood friends that know way too many embarrassing things about me. And Dune, don't you dare. So, and Sparky Toaster learned that Johnny started to climb poles at an early age. Dixie learned that Jimmy will fix it for me. And Five at Dune has learned that Johnny has homework for Sunday. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll get right on that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to raid Kathleen L. So stay tuned. And we'll be back here next week, Mondays, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And be sure to check out 5 Hit Dune, Sunday, 6 to 8 Eastern, where I'll be joining him there for that. And my friend from my childhood will not. But
that would be exciting. I want to hear that.
I bet you would. Okay. No, I said join instead of raid. This is not IRC.
/ join. Do you have the @ sign before your name just in case?
Just in case. I might have to do that.
Or the plus V when you have.
All right. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Good night.
There we go. Oh, wow. Party is 6 this week. That is the raid right there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, that was a good show.
Yep.
Oh,
That was fun.
all except for the Love and Party, but
All except
that
for
disturbs me.
Dune stalking my Facebook friends for people named Jennifer. I think I need to start unfriending all my Jennifer friends.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Or there'll be these strange comments. Oh, by the way, you might think of changing your name.
I doubt she remembers the mud poop thing. I doubt she remembers that. I think she's gonna be like, "What?
What is going on?"
No, I could see him doing that, but
There's,
all right.
There's a radio station you should call into on
Thank you so much for the
Sunday. You
raid.
can just, I'll give you a phone number to call.
I sound like Johnny Mitchell.
There you go. All right. Well, good night, everyone.
Okay, good night, you guys.
Catch y'all later.
All right, we'll see you.
So what I'm doing right now is I